Welcome to
Neapolitan.
Scoop Podcast.
My name is Steph.
My name is Shay.
and my name is Rose. Thank you for tuning into the Neapolitan Scoop Podcast, where you get your weekly scoop. If you have not subscribed to the podcast, what are you waiting for? Go subscribe right now. Before we jump in, a quick note on our content. It is created for adult audiences only. We advise listener and viewer discretion for depictions of violence, sexuality, mental illness, existential struggles, and some downright filthy language, especially today. If becomes a lot, please take a minute, breathe, come back. It is going to be an emotionally charged episode, I can assure you. As some of you may know, yesterday the US elected its newest president. Well, it's a repeat. He is a recycled president. Um, but today's topic is the US presidential election. Donald J. Trump has been reelected as our 47th president. So before we go into the roller coaster of emotion that this election brought us, let's explore some facts. So according to Statistica.com, this is the first time since 2004 that a Republican candidate has won the majority of the popular votes and the Electoral College. He won both. So the community wanted Trump and politicians wanted Trump. Okay. Trump's assassination attempt marks the first time since an attempted assault in 1981 to a president, where a candidate has been attempted to end their lives. Okay. Polls showed that some of the most important issues to these voters that voted for Trump and to the rest of us might have been the current economy of the states, tax reform, government spending, reproductive rights, gun rights, and immigration. Surprisingly, a large majority of Gen Zers and millennials like ourselves are now identifying as independent. I can totally understand why. 40% of younger voters also considered whether they even wanted to cast a ballot. I'm not that young, but this was on the top of my list. I considered, and as you two know, I was last minute to go file my vote because I really didn't know if I wanted to do it this time. And surprisingly, and maybe even scariest, Trump has won the majority Latino voters. Looking at some information that Shay sent earlier, he had a total of 45% Latino male voters and 36 Latino women voters, which are scary numbers. With that being said, I'm going to send it over to Shay for some questions.
All right. So I don't know where to start. So let's see. Okay, so what were your thoughts prior to the election results? I would like to think that I had hope.
Yeah,
I think
that's
I
what I was
had
thinking.
hope that, we were going to have our first female president. It was going to be Kamala. And I just had hope. I thought that people came to their senses. And I thought
I
we were
think
kind of on the same page, but
I can agree with you. I think going into it, I was cautiously optimistic.
mhm.
I, in the back of my head, I knew this was too good to be true, but I thought that as a population, we had grown and that we would be electing our first female president. So I was hopeful, but it didn't happen.
Yeah. Yep.
I think my thoughts were similar to Rose's in the sense, because I did have hope. However, I think it was more so just because our current elected president, has shown his colors to us so many times. And I mean, even in, his debates and, him campaigning, it's like, it just,
It's a joke. Like, how do you even take anything that's going on at those campaigns seriously?
I mean, I take it very seriously because that's seriously how he feels.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's true. But how do you take him as serious for a president? That's what I'm saying.
How do you take him serious, and how do you think he can potentially have the ability to run a
Run a
country,
country.
so
Yeah.
much and so much racism in you. And just blunt, you're
Yeah.
just blunt,
Don't
so
care about how you sound, what's coming out your mouth. There's no consequences for anything you say. He's just, and
anything.
people
Let me tell
allow
you
him to
that
get away with that.
as I found out that he had won and is now being reelected, my thoughts went to domestic violence victims. I said, we
Mm-hmm.
are now domestic violence victims as Americans. This man has hit us with his worst, and we are going back to him.
Yeah,
Like no, and I'm serious. It like came to my head, and I was like, why are we going back to somebody that has harmed us, has done so bad, and we're still there? Like, why are we doing that? It's just, and then of course the other portion came to me. It's like some people just don't know. Some people
yeah,
don't know any better.
I mean,
yeah.
I feel like everybody witnessed COVID and everybody from COVID. And he was president during COVID, and he made very um, I don't know if I want to call them incompetent decisions. He just did not
Yeah,
make decisions for the country and the safety of the country. Because had he made the right decisions at the right time and taken things seriously, a lot of people been would have still been alive. Let me put it
yeah.
like that. We wouldn't have had to shut down for so many years. So, it's just so much that could have been prevented that,
Because he knew about it way before it happened.
yeah, I mean, think about it. There's a lot of people who lost their jobs during COVID who still don't have a job. You
Yeah,
know,
Mhm.
I talk to people every day that are like, oh, I've been Ubering since COVID. Just
Wow.
because when COVID happened, a lot of people had to quit their jobs and resort to Ubering. And, they have yet to find something. So, it just amazes me how quickly people forget and how quickly people forgot. And I didn't forget because I lost my grandmother due to COVID. So
Mm,
I definitely not. I don't care how well you can fix the economy. It's like at the
right.
end of the day, economy but without you putting our safety first. It's like you just care
Yeah.
about the dollar and not really about the people, and that's
Yeah.
pretty obvious.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's here for a check. I think that's the only reason why he wants the presidency. It's a lot of money involved in that.
But he's already
And
getting a check for being a past president. Like, you don't have to be that greedy. Like, what?
You got to
like,
prove a
give it
point.
up. I feel like it's a
That
power
I
move
think so.
too.
I
Yeah,
definitely think so.
You
power
got to prove.
move. You're trying to prove a point. Ugh. And then it's like, okay, people are like, oh, well, he was a successful businessman, so he can run a country. Well, he filed several
No, he
bankruptcies.
wasn't.
He filed
Right.
several bankruptcies.
Right.
So the fact that y'all think a bankruptcy means that he was successful, right? It means he can't even manage money. So if you can't manage money, you damn sure can't manage a whole company. And on top of that, Michelle Obama has said that he was taking credit for things that Obama did prior to him actually getting that
Right.
presidency when he was in the seat. So it's like, did you really do something for us? Or you just trying to take credit for something that somebody else did
No.
that wasn't
I mean,
I mean, they were Democrats and they did it, but I mean, I don't know.
it's kind of similar to what he's doing now. Like you said, when Biden came into office, Biden had to fix a lot of his mistakes.
Yeah.
And now he's back into office, and a lot of the mistakes that Biden might have fixed, he's going to take credit for.
Yeah.
Because you have to think about it. When the president becomes president, there's certain things that already are in effect, that are in the works due to prior
Yeah.
presidents.
Yeah.
Other presidents take credit for just because it finally happens while they're in office.
Right.
I don't listen.
He's a
Mm-mm.
clown.
I'm gonna say this. I
Literally.
was not surprised that he won. I would have actually been more surprised had Kamala won. But I was very hopeful. I was like, okay, we might. And I don't think that was sad. Is like it's not like they was neck and neck.
Yeah.
Right.
It was like, wow, like y'all are really out here. Like I can understand if it was like, okay, they neck and neck. Like at least
Hmm.
half of the nation is, has some sense. But it was he won by a long string,
Yeah.
and I don't think that was cool. It was definitely a representation of the people that we walk amongst every day.
Yeah. Scary.
very scary, especially for minorities and for women.
Mhm.
Yep. Um, so I don't know where to go with. Okay, so
Oh Lord, we
where am I at? My
We are
phone, my phone.
upset, just in case you guys haven't noticed. We are still going through we're going through the gigs, like we say, the emotions. We're still trying to process our own emotions. So yeah, this is not going to be something that's going to be one of our happy episodes. We're going to try to make it as lighthearted as possible, but
all jokes aside.
yeah, it sucks.
It sucks. Yeah. Um, Especially just coming from, I just don't understand. And it just makes me think of like all the people who are on his side. Like, do are they just oblivious to the things that he says? Like, how can you talk about women the way you do? How can you talk about like destroying the Department of Education? How can you talk about
Yeah.
like I, I mean, I don't know. I don't understand what goes with people. Like, what do y'all hear when he speaks? Do
For
like
me, it's women voting to end women rights. Like you are
yeah,
a
like
woman.
that's
That
so
doesn't just mean
crazy.
Hispanic and Black people and Japanese and Asians and minority. It means you as a Caucasian woman too. So,
Mhm.
Yeah, you're not exempt all because you white. Like, no, whatever
right.
affects us affects you, affects your child, affects your future grandkids and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Why has none of this stuff been considered?
Y'all thought I was playing when I told you we're gonna go back into that Handmaid's Tale shit. We're gonna be we're gonna be wearing a little robe in her head and we
And I was
it's
and I was saying because I was just like, I was like, oh
huh?
well, I said all our rights are about to get taken away. And they're like, what rights be taken away? I said, well, for one, Roe versus Wade is a good example of that. I said,
Yeah.
so if he has the power to take away Roe versus Wade, what else does he have the power to take away from us? He could take away our right to vote next. Like you said, he could take
Yeah.
away the fact that we could work. He could take away the fact that maybe women gotta wear skirts all over again. We can't wear pants.
Yeah.
Like he did that. He can do way more. So,
Yeah.
like, what make y'all think this is a whole? Okay, that's gonna bring me to my next question. That was right there.
Um, like, even like I'm considering reproducing, but now I'm at fear because if I get pregnant and something goes left, I'm just gonna have to die.
Yeah.
No, see, they gonna want you to wait until you are as close to near death as possible to give you an abortion if it's medically necessary. That's what happened to many women who have been in a medically necessary situation where they had to do an abortion. And then it's not called an abortion, they call it something else. But they had to carry their children. Some women got infections because they had to carry their baby for so long, knowing that they needed to get it out. Some women died. You have
Yeah.
kids who get raped and have to carry their predator's child to term because it's illegal in certain states, and it's just not fair.
Yeah.
And this is the person that shit would have never happened if it was anybody else in that seat. I really believe that nobody would have thought, let's overturn Roe versus Wade. I just feel
Yeah.
like it was just him.
Well, it's him and his population that has voted, and
Yeah,
clearly America wants that. Clearly,
I'm
clearly they want to go back to that.
I'm on a separate island of America.
Hmm. We're in a whole different island because let me tell you, Texas is also red. They're also
Mm-hmm.
voting for the people that we don't want. So I don't
Texas is
know.
it's evident every day, like when you walk in Texas.
Hmm.
I
I
mean,
think
we know we know what we walk around amongst. So I'm not
right.
surprised.
They smile in your face, but behind like underneath all that, it's the true
Hmm.
them. Mm-hmm.
It's
Hmm.
shade they throw. Like I've had people throw shade. They like you said, they smile. They, oh, hi, how are you doing? And they throw a little shade, and you gotta sigh because my bitch will catch these hands. Say one more. But if I throw these hands, I'm the black woman. I'm the one that's in the wrong. I'm
The
going to jail.
angry one, the
You're
aggressive
the angry.
one.
Yep. Hmm.
But
It's
that's okay.
always us.
What I'm doing is I'm gonna just throw the shade back. That's what I
Mm.
just throw the shade back because ain't my fault your face wrinkled.
All
Made me
right.
mad.
So
Oh
Um,
God.
what you say?
Never mind. Don't worry about it. God forgive me, please. I didn't mean to say that.
All right.
Please.
Is it
We're
fair?
going to hell just for laughing at it.
I don't know what I was laughing at, so I'm immune.
Okay, Trump. Okay, Trump. Immune to everything just because he says he's immune.
That nigga will lie his ass off talking about he didn't know nothing about Project 25. Sir, you are everywhere. You know all about that. People sit there and deny every single thing. So yes, I have immunity because I'm not aware of that. I'm Trump. I'm not aware of anything. So whatever you said, I'm not aware of it. Even if I heard it, I'm not aware of it.
Always please.
Oh, that mess. I didn't know. Okay, anyway. So is it fair that Trump can run for president as a felon, but those with felony
Bruh.
charges can't vote? I think that's pretty
I
much
think
clear
that
cut.
I think now is the time for people who actually have felonies to demand that their vote gets reinstated because of the fact that we have a felon who is a president who became a president probably to get away with all the charges he still has pending. Because as president now, he can forgive his own damn self. But
Hmm.
as a felon, if I were one, I would demand my right to vote. If he has the right to be a president, why not have the right to vote?
I feel like when it
Exactly.
comes to Trump, bro, he need a boss. Like he need a boss that tells him no.
But
A
you know, he
boss.
he's grown up in a golden, with a golden spoon. He's never been told no. He doesn't know what that
And
means. And
that's
now he's
why
too
he's
old.
like
Now
how
he's too
he
old.
is.
This show.
Now
Hmm.
he's too old.
It shows that he was that child that probably had a fit when things didn't go his way. Hence, January 6th.
Oh
Hmm.
my
When something
God.
didn't go your way, you rioted people and sent them to the fucking Capitol. I'm sorry, the freaking Capitol, and sit there and say, "Well, you didn't tell people to do that." Sir.
And there's evidence of you telling them to go and riot.
Uh-oh.
There's
And this
evidence of
is,
you saying if you didn't win this election, it was going to be a bloodbath.
Did I freeze? Did y'all freeze? Who froze?
I
I
think you
think you froze.
froze, but you froze in a cute space, so it's not like you was like ugly
You're back.
froze.
Uh,
In a cute space. It wasn't something totally odd, like your eye up or
I
something.
like you laughing and your mouth wide open.
So what we
um, yeah, I forgot.
okay.
But Trump has, from what I'm seeing right now from CNN politics, it says he has 4 felony charges. I don't know. I feel like it's more. I really do
He
feel like
has
it's
some
more because I
pending
feel like
charges.
that some sexual assault charges or something probably it should have been on here.
Oh,
But
he paid people off for that.
he has a conspiracy to defraud the U.S., conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, obstruction of an attempt to obstruct an official proceeding, and conspiracy
I'm so
against
done.
rights. Oh, this shit sounds like what
A
they put.
terrorist.
Yeah, he should get
Sounds like a
waterboarded.
terrorist.
He needs to get waterboarded, and
I'm
yeah,
gonna waterboat it.
what ain't that what it's called? Waterboat when you put them upside
I
down,
think
put
you
the
mean
towel on their face.
waterboarded.
Boarded.
Boarded.
I was like, I don't know that one. Let me go Google it.
Waterboarded. Yes, that's what he needs. That's what they do to terrorists all the time. And these charges are like some terroristic charges. So how is this somebody who was allowed to be president and you are a terrorist of your own United States of America,
Your the own country.
your own country?
Hmm.
I'm done with him and his
You can
clown.
literally have like Muslim people here who are citizens probably
Hmm.
praying, and somebody will get offended because they don't know what they're praying about. And next thing you know, they're getting waterboarded because they think they're terrorists.
Yeah.
Like, but you have this whole orange man who is of Caucasian descent and has some money and just he can do what he want and nobody just it's okay. But anybody
Oompa
else, this would
Loompa.
not be okay.
California wanted Kamala. Have them call
Sorry.
her to save them. It's awful. People are awful.
Oh, because California had voted blue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But these are Hispanic people that don't know English, typing this in Spanish. You know what? Your ass fixing to get deported in a couple of months. So,
You and your abuela.
yeah. Oh God, it's awful. I can't stop. So we just have to laugh about this whole situation.
Oh my God. No, today when I was in class, someone had asked me who I voted for. I was like, Miss, did you vote? And I said, yes. They said, who do you vote for? That is my business. And you're
Hmm.
about to make me mad, so don't ask me no more who I voted for.
Where I give you some real homework to do.
But yeah, so people who have felonies should be allowed to vote. If a whole person can have all these basically these terroristic charges against
Yeah.
them, and they can run for presidency, then a person who was charged with a felony, I mean, I think everybody should be able to vote regardless. Like, so those people should be able to vote. Go ahead and just go ahead and send that paper through. Change the statute, whatever the hell you got to do, like you did it for yourself, and fix it so your fellow felons can vote now.
Like you did it for Roe versus Wade.
Slide it on
Mhm.
up in there and get
Just
somebody
like
to
that.
sign it. Simple.
Mhm.
Yep.
Take away rights, add some rights. Goddamn.
At least. Yeah.
Let me see. So, okay. So, should race be a factor when it comes to who's running for president? So, we hear a lot about, well, I heard a lot about, oh, she's not even black. Okay, Trump's not black, but yet people voted for him. You got black people voting for him. You got all kinds of people of color voting for him. So, why should it matter whether she's black, Indian? Why should it matter? At the end of the day, she's qualified, highly qualified, more qualified than
Mm.
your president. But we tripping off because she's not black or she doesn't claim to be or whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter, in my opinion.
Mm.
I agree. Why does it matter if she has the ability to run the country? Why does it matter if she's white, black, yellow, female? Why does it matter?
Well, we go back to America history of fucking patriarchy. He's
Hmm.
a man, and it doesn't matter how much more qualified she as a woman is, because he's a man and he's got testicles and a dick, he's gonna get elected.
But you know
And
what?
every man who thinks like that is why she didn't get elected and he did.
Right, right.
Honestly, I feel like another reason a lot of people might have not elected her is because she is a woman, and unfortunately, a lot of
Hmm.
countries that we trade with, that we do business with, are
The
um,
leaders also have that same thought process too.
yeah,
Hmm.
they have that patriarchy, and they don't believe that women should be running anything. And when it comes to business, they probably wouldn't have taken her
Done
serious.
business with a woman, yeah. Yeah.
So honestly, I think she would have been capable of doing the job, but I don't think the job was ready for her. I don't
Yeah.
think I don't think I don't think this world is mature enough to have a woman leader.
No, no, no. The world is ready for women leaders. We have countries like Mexico that has
I
their
was just
first
thinking
female
that, yeah.
president. We have a president somewhere in Central America too, which is a very big machismo country. So if those two places, Mexico being one of the top places that is very patriarchy based, can vote a woman, it tells you that the United States is doing much worse than third world countries. We're doing worse because our people in America can't even fathom seeing a woman as a president or worse.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying I said the world as in like just the world in general because it's more than Mexico. There's
Yeah.
and it's like yeah, true enough, they've hit their mark of having a woman president, but the woman president is probably also a Hispanic woman.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Women of Mexico probably voted for it. This is a black woman that's going against.
Everybody.
Keep in mind,
Yeah.
us as black people, we are considered the bottom. You
Yeah.
know, so it's like the the white people could probably respect the Hispanic woman more than they would
Mm.
black woman. they'll probably respect the Asian woman more than they would respect a black woman. So I think she just had too many strikes against her. She was black,
Mm.
a woman. They're like, we already gave you a black president. We not about to let about to let y'all have the first black female. It
That's crazy.
gotta be a Mexican one, but it ain't about to be a black one.
But but don't you think then Clinton would have won the election? She would have been the president if they really wanted a white woman. She is literally
Yeah.
so she's partially like a lot of politicians.
But think about it. I mean, think about the race with Clinton. It was nowhere near this race. It was like no, it was like she didn't stand a chance. You know, at least with Clinton, she kind of stood a chance, but it was because, like I said again, she's a woman. That's already strike number one. So even as a woman, we may get there if she's a white woman, we may get real close. But when you a black woman, it's two strikes.
Mm.
Yeah.
We're already way behind. You know, we always got as black people, as women, black women, we gotta try 10 times harder than any other woman just because we're black. Period.
Yep.
So that she didn't stand a chance. And even if she would have won, she wouldn't have gotten respect from a lot of people. You see how they were well, I can't even remember what her name was, but that's another topic. We'll be here all day. The black woman doesn't get as much respect as the Hispanic woman, the white.
It is awful
So
that we're here.
absolutely. I feel
country.
like we came so close. And I am proud of her for even just running this race up against who she was up against. And it's no telling like what was in her head. You know, she probably I feel like that's a lot of pressure as somebody just trying to get everybody on your side and get them to see like, hey, I'm on your side. I'm trying to do what's right. And she did it with integrity. You know, she did
Yeah.
it without anything coming up. I feel like there were other people running in the presidency in the beginning, how people just slowly drop off. And that's because people are finding out shit about them and they don't want them to put out in the public. So they drop out.
Right.
Like, oh, if you keep running, we're going to air this out to the public. She has not had nothing like that happen the entire time she has been running. This lady has been just a stand-up person. And I feel for her.
And that's what I had saw somebody post something similar. It's like it's just a perfect example of how African Americans, no matter how
What
good,
you do.
no matter how clean your slate is, it's just never good enough. Like you said, this guy's a whole felon. He has
Should have been like, I'm embarrassed. I don't want to run.
he done said things about women, like degraded women, and
Grab him by the pussy.
she has an education. She has vocabulary for days. She knows her shit.
She has served in all three branches of the government.
She killed his ass on all these debates.
All of them.
It's like no matter how good she was, it was never going to be good enough ever.
Yeah.
And hopefully one day, but I feel like they gotta have I feel like I feel like in the world's mind is not about to be a black woman. I hope it is.
Yeah.
But it's gonna take a lot of work.
I honestly I don't know that I'm gonna get to see a woman now anymore be a woman president during my lifetime.
You
I
think
really
so?
don't. I don't know that I will.
See, because I was having hope. I'm like, well, you know, maybe she'll just try to run again the next turn, you know.
So one of the things that I did kind of notice is, she got put in that position very last minute. She was the last candidate to be nominated. She was doing so good getting all this money. I think as soon as she was kind of thrown out there as the person, I think within 48
Baby, the
hours
next
she
day
got
she was
the money.
asking me for money.
But she made her goal within 48 hours. So to me, it's like
She
all
did
these
that.
people that were donating to get her elected. Like, where are you now? Like, where were you when you needed to vote? Like, what, like, what happened? So I think to me, it's like, where are all these people? Like, where'd you go? Did
Especially
you
with
forget to
like
vote?
especially with like Taylor Swift endorsing her. Taylor Swift got a bunch of Swifties behind her.
But I
I
think
feel
that
like
also
people,
not
huh?
that also kind of that also fucked her over, I think, because she was associated with a lot of people on the P. Diddy list. And I think that kind of put something
Wait,
against her
how
name.
was associated?
A lot
Huh?
of people. Taylor Swift has been to those
Oh,
parties. Beyonce has been to those parties. So they were
but
already
has
like,
Kamala been to those parties?
no, but the people that were endorsing her, Leo DiCaprio. So there was like, I saw this post a couple of days ago where they were like, is this the president you want? All of them they're going to the freak offs. And I was like, geez, like,
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. Regardless of all that, I feel like even then, people still gonna think for themselves. So if you like what you like, so if, even
well,
if Taylor Swift is gonna endorse her, I mean, she has some pull just based off her influence. So yeah, she may have, I don't know, whoever may have been to these Diddy freak out parties. I have no idea. I don't know. But I just feel like the numbers are behind the people that were backing her. And it's just like at the last minute when it was time to put all those numbers to test, where the numbers not adding up. Like it's like Beyonce, like just everybody that she brought. I don't know. They even said Oprah was at the freak out parties. I don't know. She's got a hard Indiana guy. I don't know. That Indiana Dean guy is hard.
Not
I don't
oh,
know. I heard Oprah was there. I heard she was associated with him too. You know
yeah,
what? She
they named
might be
Oprah too.
all we know, they be like, oh, Neapolitan Scoop was there too.
We ain't that famous yet. we,
being some mess shit. Give me at least 310,000 followers, and I might allow y'all to put me in some drama.
tell you a story.
Ooh,
Oh,
they, baby, for us to get paid, I will put our own story out.
I lie. Do
I
like
will start the lie.
do like sex today. I accidentally uploaded my sex video to Instagram. Okay.
Accidentally.
Yeah,
Accidentally.
her and Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp got on Instagram with their sex tapes. I'm like, and they all
Oh
said it
my
was an
God.
accident. How?
oh my God, the Shannon Sharper was really funny.
And this man, he was just trying to tell us so, but it was an accident. Sir, no, it's no way.
Even though I ain't never been live a day in my life.
Sir, hold on. This is gonna be a little bit off topic, but I just want to go through the steps of how you get to live real quick, just in case we are off the side. So go on your home page, right?
Oh my
You
God.
hit that plus button right there at the bottom.
This has now turned
Boom.
into a tutorial.
Now you gotta scroll. Oh, okay. Now you got.
You see, and that's how live period videos get posted by mistake.
Scroll over to the live button. You gotta scroll to the live button. Then you have to press it. That's at least 3 or 4 steps to get to live. Or even if it's your story, plus button, then you gotta slide to story, then you gotta slide to your album, then you gotta choose which one, and then you have to press select, then you gotta go to it and press next, and then you gotta press post. It ain't no accident.
Record himself and accidentally went live instead of recording.
No, he ain't that old. If he that old, he don't know his camera phone from his Instagram live. He needs a flip
Right?
phone. Get rid of your phone because you can't have it.
Okay, anyway, let's get back on topic. Let's get back on. I needed those laughs. I ain't gonna
We
lie.
really did. We needed the humor.
I was just over here like, damn, this is my life. Like,
Mm.
this
But I
is
did want to talk about numbers though. So with the thing I had sent y'all from the spirit world, they posted. I don't know where they got it from, but basically it posted about the genders and the race in 4 categories of how people voted. So from what it tells us, is basically colored people, we're people of color, we're not showing up to the polls in droves. Like we're not showing up to really show support. And out of 100% between white women and white men, out of 100%, 34 to 39% of those people showed up to the polls to vote. So when it comes to black men, black women, Latino men, Latino women, between 4 and 6% out of 100 showed up. So even though,
Wow.
and then on top of that, the people who voted for Harris the most were Black men, Black women, Latino men, Latino women, and whoever the others is. They voted for Harris the most. Donald Trump only won because we didn't show up how we should have shown up. If all them white people hated us so much, they hated Kamala so much, they hated the fact that she was a woman so much that they showed up in big crowds. I'm assuming by the number, they showed up 34 to 39% to the polls. We wanted her to win so bad, but nobody showed up. And she possibly could have won if we would have showed up. And that's just sad to see. And
how does this what is it saying? It's saying Black men
so Black men, so for Black men out of 100%, basically 4% total showed up to vote. For Harris, 7 out of the 4%, 73% of them voted for her. 23% of Black men voted for Trump. So if more Black men would have showed up, she would have won that part, for at least the race side of it, for Black men. So out of 100% for Black women, 6% of us showed up. Out of the 6%, 88% of them voted for Harris. And 9% actually voted for Trump. So none of us really wanted him, and none of us as Black women wanted him. It's them goddamn raccoons that wanted him. But and I said raccoons because I can't say the other word. But if you take out rat, you got the other word, and it was them.
How many of these Black men, Black women, Latino women are convicted felons?
I mean, shit, none of them really, because they can't vote. So they wouldn't have showed up on this poll.
Oh, they wouldn't have showed up?
Because they can't vote. And then when it comes to Latino
felons in the country can't vote.
Well, basically, or registered to vote is basically
they can't even vote. I think it's those numbers are upsetting.
very.
From what I heard, I think they said Kamala had 30% less people than Obama. So her numbers were very low. When you see those swing states, all of them except for one turned red. So what does that also tell us? It tells us that Kamala did not win the working class. She didn't. She didn't win working class Americans. So when she should have gone to Michigan and talked to these people that work for the auto manufacturing. She didn't talk to these unions like Trump did, and Trump made sure that he talked to people from the unions. I really hope that this election is a lesson learned to both parties, that the middle class American, their vote matters too.
And I think they spent a lot of time trying to target college students because they know that a lot of them are first-time voters. So she did a whole college tour, to try to appease to them. But in reality, I mean, they don't take the shit as seriously as we all.
I was going to say half of them probably didn't even show up to vote.
Exactly, because they don't know. They're uneducated, even though they're trying to get an education. A lot of them are easily influenced by their moms and stuff. They're just going with daddy said, who they gonna vote with, or they just don't care. So to try to appease to them, I don't think it benefited her as much. She should have appeased to
counterproductive
adults, adults who have been here and have been through different presidencies and have been through different price gouging and inflations and things. We're the one you can talk to. Them kids, they still on their bills, right? Exactly. So the time spent there was probably a waste for her, honestly. She had good intentions, but I think the time spent should have been spent elsewhere.
Yeah, I agree. But we're here, like you said, lesson learned. Maybe she'll run again.
I hope so. I hope I got the energy to vote, because by this morning I was over it. I said I'm about to be like everybody who just don't care. Like I'm so defeated. I went to sleep because I'm just like, I can't sit up and wait for these numbers. I had too much anxiety. So I went to sleep and I said, by the time I wake up, I'm hoping it was her. And as soon as I woke up, got on Instagram.
It's awful.
My day has been shit all day. I've been arguing with people all day.
And we know you like to argue.
Mm,
Blocking people, unfriending people. And I'm not unfriending you because of your political views. I respect that you don't, you prefer somebody different. But it's the ignorance behind some of the views
mm.
that I just can't get with. You know?
Listen,
You're really fixing to be ignorant and racist now.
It's the people who just, you're right. I was really about to get ignorant. I'm about to stop right there.
ain't no point.
Um, yeah. Um,
It's
where was I
hard.
going next?
It's hard to remain, it's hard to remember that you're educated women when you have uneducated men saying stupid shit at us. That's
It's people who flipping burgers in McDonald's talking about I'm voting for Trump.
baby.
Okay, you want that stimulus check. That's all it is, and you're not getting another one.
So
So
that's one of the biggest things I kept saying, you do realize that we are in the economic downfall that we're in because he gave all that money
because of
away,
that,
right?
Like I
that
So
said,
was
y'all are
like
that's
I
one of
said,
them business moves y'all thought that was powerful. That y'all say he gonna make us great
Mhm.
because he gave y'all stimulus checks.
Biden was cleaning up Trump's mess. That's what I
Uh,
said
uh,
earlier.
America can't file for bankruptcy, baby. We can't do that.
Listen, maybe he should have won president last term, so he could clean up his own mess,
Mm.
and then Kamala could.
I'm
So,
just ready for him to be in and out.
I hope the next 4 years run by as quickly as
listen,
possible.
calculating my age in 4 years, and I was like, oh my God, I gotta. These are gonna be the rest of my 30s. Are you serious? Like,
Ugh.
we
Dealing
just
with his
can't.
shit, yeah.
We just can't. We can't just. We gotta try just not to be affected by it. I mean, granted, obviously, what he does affects us, like Roe versus Wade, for instance. But what can
I
we
think
do?
I guess I'm going time to. Yeah, I don't know.
Let's
Listen,
go ride the Capitol, goddamn. Just, I'm not happy with these results.
Look.
And watch they lock my black ass up.
No, 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 no. It's gonna be worse. They're gonna unalive us. Because
Oh,
guess what? We're not
absolutely.
Caucasian people running the Capitol like they did.
We're not even gonna be able to get through the door. The moment you bust through the door, you get shot up with an
Mm,
AK-47 multiple times because you're not about to run
hmm.
through these halls, not your black butt. But you got Arnold and Gerald and Sarah
Oh
and
God.
Ashley and Samantha. Anyways, all right. So
Ashley and Samantha.
goddamn Kimberly and Rain running through the goddamn Capitol.
Really? Rain with the REIN. Rain GAN.
The GAN hell, however you want to spell that shit to be creative. Now they want to be black and get creative with their names. No,
Oh
thank
God.
you. Anyways. All right. Do you believe Kamala was
Yeah.
he's like
I'm
trying to
gonna
move
laugh
on
because I
from
don't
that?
want to cry.
I know, right? This is sad.
Gee.
Do you believe Kamala? I'm sorry to saying Kamala. I'm not gonna disrespect you like that, ma'am. Kamala was tainted after serving under Biden's administration as VP.
Mm. I don't think she was tainted. I think her image was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it mattered what other people thought. She is, from what I saw, from what I heard, she is somebody that is capable of making and speaking things. Her decisions are well thought off of. It looks like she had research behind why she was making certain decisions. I think people forget that a vice president doesn't make all the moves.
Mm-mm.
Same thing we could have said with Pence when he was under Trump, and what ended up happening? He ended up throwing Trump on, like, yeah, he was doing this, this, and this, and this, and it was illegal. And
Mm.
and he's like, I couldn't do anything because he's the president. Well, people that voted for him again, I guess, forgot that and wanted to blame her for everything that she didn't do in 8 years. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
there's not much that she could do. That's the
Right.
president's job. She's just there to VP him, basically.
Yeah.
So I think her image was tainted because um
Just
of
because she
Sleepy
was there.
Joe. Yeah.
just for being there, and people just wanted to point fingers because she was there. Oh,
Yeah.
we haven't heard from her in 4 years. Now we hear from her. Now what she got time for? She got him to talk. What is she gonna? I mean, I could see if he was like on his deathbed, he needed somebody to step in and speak for her. And that might be the time when she steps up because I mean, obviously he can't do much. But when he's the president takes. I mean, he takes the front and center.
Y'all, who was president when we graduated high school, like when our generation was coming in? Who was
I think
who?
it was Bush. I think it might have been Bush or Clinton.
It
It was
wasn't.
the Bush. It was Bush. It definitely wasn't Clinton.
I think
Yeah,
it
I
was
ain't old
Bush.
enough for Clinton.
I remember that gas prices skyrocketed. Couldn't nobody stand them. I was just trying to think, like, so after Bush
It was
came,
Obama.
and see, this is where my hope comes in because
Hmm.
we were
It
still
was
in.
Bush in 2008, 2006. Yeah.
So we were probably just being able to vote. Like you said, we didn't know no better. We didn't know. We weren't thinking about the polls. We weren't trying to go vote. We were over here trying to be outside. So I think it's similar to what I think Gen Z, maybe, I think we will still, I think we will see a woman president in our generation simply
I
because,
don't know because my first time voting was with Obama and I voted.
exactly, but we were much older.
And we
So
knew who we was voting for.
and we knew what we was doing. But when Bush came into office, we didn't know no better. But as we got older, Bush was in office. What did
I
he serve
wasn't
two
old
terms?
enough to vote for him.
He turned 2 terms. Yeah.
Two terms. So that was by the time it was time for us to vote, we was damn near 30. So we was
I don't
we
know. He served all the way up to 2008. Obama took over in 2009. That's how I know that my first time voting was with Obama
For
because I was
Obama, yeah.
18 by the time
And I had
that
just
happened.
turned 18 too, so Obama was my first one.
Yeah.
so maybe okay. So if y'all was 18, okay, I
So
was
when Bush came into things, you might have just been like
so I was
a couple
maturing
years in. Yeah, yeah.
a little bit. I was affected by gas prices.
While she was sneaking out the house, she had to put gas in that car. And she's like,
Because
this damn
she
$4
was just becoming
gas.
like in that 17, 18, 19 age. Yeah.
I was feeling the effect of being an adult and being like, look, my vote matters. Like these gas prices gotta go. So, I feel like the Gen X generation, I feel like they're a lot more liberal. And like you said in the statistics that you read, that a lot of this the new generation is going liberal. And
They are.
I won't even lie, like I actually researched the Liberal Party.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, let me research the Liberal Party. He might.
They had some good people. They had some good candidates. They did.
So I feel like
But
this
they
new,
never win, though. They never.
But this is the thing. Um, Speaking to two of the people that are in class today, they're 23, one of them, the other one was 22. So they're not millennials, those Gen Zers, I think. And you know what they told me, and this is what gave me hope when they told me, they said, we still value education. It's like because you got to remember we have older sisters and brothers and we have millennial sisters and brothers that are educated because our parents instilled that in them. So of course we value education, but she said we're trying to do things in a hurry. So like they're 20, they're already working for government. 20, 19, 18, they're like, as soon as we graduated, we started looking for a job in government. They said, we learned from people like you guys, the millennials, that, maybe didn't start government jobs or anything that would actually give you some money after your 20s. We learned, like, look, this is a time when you want to get things done. She's like, now our issue is that we feel that we're rushed. We're being rushed to do things. She's like, but it's okay because we basically have a fire under our asses to do things. So I'm like, that's good. I'm like, that gives me hope. That means that you're trying to get things done. Like they're trying to get like careers started as soon as possible, trying to get their benefits in order, trying to get college out the way, trying to get, so to me it's like, yes, maybe we were more reluctant because we were first generations doing certain things. We were more reluctant because we didn't know any better. We had to learn all this. But as millennials, we have to understand and be grateful that we're teaching these newer generations that it's not as hard as we had it. It's easier. Sometimes you can find your way around these things. Solutions are easier than they think. So that's the one thing that gave me hope. I was like, these newer generations, okay, they understand that was hard for us, but for them, we're leading the path for them, and I think that's awesome. That they're just they're trailing behind us, and they're trying to do things. So that was awesome for me to hear.
I think you just
Well,
got to hold Gen Z because some Gen Zers out here, they ain't trying to do nothing.
Okay,
I
we're
mean,
talking
it's
about
two
the younger
separate
Gen
parts of them.
Zers.
I was gonna say,
Yep,
yeah.
those
But
are our kid Gen Zs.
two separate parts of us too. It was the ones that was trying to go to school and get an education, and it was the ones
Mhm.
they weren't trying to do nothing. So
Yeah.
it's good to know that there are some Gen Zers out there that actually they're taking the initiative to do things.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like they're more accepting to change. Like
Hmm.
they embraced, the gay community. They embrace
Yeah.
transgenders. They embrace everybody, honestly.
I mean, a lot of that change comes from them, to be honest, because they're not
It
ashamed to
comes
be
from
themselves.
millennials. It comes from millennials because we had to force our way in places. But I think that's what us at millennials, we're more hurt. We're more reluctant. We're stern. We fight a lot. And it's because of that, because we had to fight our way to lead Gen Xers to allow for this to happen. We built the way, they ran the course.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. Like it's we allowed them to do that. We are parents that are helping our children heal. We've talked about this before, all this generational trauma. We're the ones that are allowing them to be like, you're healed, child, run and be
Be
free, be who you want to be.
who you are. We love you regardless.
Some of us are the parents of Gen Zers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like because of our struggle, we're more embracing to it. We're like, okay,
Hmm.
I want you to be whatever you want to be. You don't
Yeah.
have to be a doctor. You don't have to be this. You can go and do something that you love. Our parents was like, what? You gonna go to school for what? For art? What are you
Art.
art?
All right.
Her little dream. Like,
You ain't getting no money doing that.
Communicate.
we're more like, look, son, go or son, daughter, go do what you want to do. I got
As
you.
long as you go to school, we're good.
Just whatever you do, make sure you're good at it and you're making some money.
If you
And
want to work at FedEx, that's perfectly fine. Move your way up in
Be
FedEx. Don't
the
always
best
be the
FedEx
driver.
worker they had.
Don't
yes,
always be the driver. Be the manager sometimes.
one day you're gonna be the CEO of FedEx, and you'll probably FedEx will be your competition. You'll have your own business.
So I guess it's good that we're building a hopeful generation. Maybe
That's why I'm like, maybe they're gonna be the generation, maybe in like 8 years, that are gonna be like, you know what? Racism? Wait, of course, racism is still gonna be there because it's
yeah,
gonna be something that's gonna be here for years.
yeah.
But I think it's slow, like generation to generation. I'm seeing that more people are more open to people of different colors. They're more
Hmm.
open to culture, learning culture, accepting different cultures.
Yeah,
And I think that's a beautiful thing. That's why I have a lot of hope. I feel like this election, the boomers are still in there. We still got the
that's
boomers
true.
here that were raised in racism. We're the millennials. We look at us. We're Neapolitan Scoop. We come from different backgrounds. Like, and we're here together, working together. That's something that boomers probably, if boomers back then, if they had chocolate, strawberry, vanilla, they was looking at each other like,
We got a couple more years of them though, because they're anywhere from 60 to 78. They up there.
the
We might
hope,
not have them in the next 8 years.
hopefully the Gen Zers that we're pushing out there will knock them out and be like, you know what, we got this
If
between.
not, we got Trump to get in a fight with some other country and we'll have another national pandemic, and that will knock them out.
Girl, please don't wish them. We don't need no more people down.
Look, last time he got into it with Kim Jong-il, that's I, you got to just see things. Don't laugh. You got to see the things that happen. Here we go with our conspiracies. But look, he went and taunted Kim Jong-il in Korea. What is it? North Korea, whatever it is. And all of a sudden, we have a widespread pandemic. So
That white people damn near
you
out.
fucking with the wrong fucking people, Trump. Like these are crazy people. Like you got to be scared of these people like him. And you're over here taunting him. All of a sudden, a pandemic hits. I don't know. I believe he has something to do with that.
I definitely believe, and the thing is, Trump. It's kind of like Bush with 9/11.
Hmm.
Didn't do what was needed to be done. Was trying to cover everything up. if Trump would have closed the border as soon as he found out that there was a COVID-19, at that time it was a coronavirus. If he
Yep.
closed the border, kept them from coming in, we would have not been in the predicament that we ended up in.
Mhm.
But no, he took it as a joke. He took it as a
Mhm.
joke, laughing out loud, trying to prove a point. He think he's Trump. He's untouchable. Fuck these little citizens. Excuse my language, but that's exactly how he feels about everybody.
Yeah.
Not just black people, not just black men, not just black women, not just immigrants, not just Hispanics. He
Yeah.
feels like that about everybody. He don't give a damn.
He shits in a golden toilet. He doesn't care. His
And
toilet is gold.
that's what people don't realize. White people, he don't care about y'all either.
Mm-mm.
He
He
don't care
sure
about
don't.
the boat is sinking. He gonna get himself out and leave y'all right there.
He's gonna jump on his yacht.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But that's who the United States voted for. So here we are. Yeah.
Venting. Here we are venting.
I mean, what as millennials, what else can we do? I mean, shoot.
We have to, or else they're gonna say we're mad minority women, just mad at the world.